Colette Bird. I'm the Provider Campaign Coordinator with the Community Partner Outreach Program. And our topic for today's Monday module webinar series is resources. Today we will learn about some important resources and relevant contact information for OHP members, providers, and community partners. Really important to underscore, this is not an exhaustive list of resources, though this is just a compilation of resources that we think would be helpful to our assisters. So the first, as many of you are all very well familiar with, is the OHP customer service line. That's the 1-800-699-9075. They're available for members asking questions about eligibility, reporting pregnancies or if pregnancies end, reporting changes like address, email address, phone number, income, etc., or if members need information in another language or another format. So those are some things that the OHP customer service line can help with, though as many of you community partners know, you also have a special line dedicated just for you. So that is always available as well. We often get questions about kind of what are the differences between what Client Services Unit offers versus what OHP Customer Support offers. The OHP Client Services Unit you can think of as a resource for folks who already have OHP coverage. So they have OHP and already have a member ID. They will need a member ID when calling this line. So the OHP Client Services Unit is available for requesting a change of CCO or enrolling into one, requesting a new OHP ID card or client handbook. If you are an open card or fee-for-service and you receive a bill, you can call OHP Client Services Unit to help you figure out what's going on there. If you need help making an appointment, medical, physical, dental, mental health, etc., and on OHP fee-for-service or open card, you can contact these folks. Or if you have questions about coverage and are an OHP fee-for-service open card member. So that Client Services Unit is primarily going to be a point of contact for folks who are, changing from one CCO to another, wanting general OHP information, etc., or on open card fee for service. However, most members are enrolled into a coordinated care organization, and the members should call their individual CCO if they need help making an appointment, if they need to find a provider or want to change providers, if they have questions about coverage or services offered, or if they receive a bill and, again, are enrolled in a CCO. So once enrolled into the CCO, they are going to be the point of contact for the member for any of these items and more. For open card or fee-for-service members, there is available care coordination, also called the nurse advice line for these folks. This is specifically for non-tribal members, as there's a separate care coordination service available for tribal members. But that number is listed up above, and that's the, again, nurse advice line. They offer case management, information about providers. Again, this is for folks who are not enrolled in a CCO, who are non-tribal members. And actually, tomorrow we'll have a provider collaborative webinar on the topic of OHP care coordination for non-tribal members. So if you're not signed up and would like to, that information is on the group site calendar, and it's happening tomorrow morning from 9:30 to 11. That's March 13th, 2018. For care coordination services available for tribal members who are fee-for-service open card, they would be utilizing Care Oregon. So there's 2 phone numbers up there, one for the Portland metro area and one that's a statewide number available for our OHP members who are tribal members on fee-for-service or open card. We do get questions frequently enough about how to report if there is suspected fraud either by a member or provider. And we do have a fraud and abuse hotline that's up on the screen. This is a number where you can make a report anonymously. So that's always available if at any point you're suspecting client or member fraud and or provider fraud. Provider Services Unit is available for OHP providers. So these are for OHP providers, also known as Medicaid providers. They are set up to bill Medicaid. So Provider Services Unit is available to ask complex billing questions, appeals, submit out-of-state claims. If you are someone who has access to MMIS or the provider web portal, this is the number you would call for password resets and technical assistance questions. You want to make sure you have your provider NPI number ready when calling. And this is also the line for those of you who are HPE sites that you would call to verify if a member had had HPE in the last 12 months. The non-emergency medical transportation brokerage information is listed up here on the screen. So there's a link to figure out who is the broker in the region that you are trying to help someone get assistance with transportation in. If they're enrolled in a CCO, they can contact their CCO and they'll help with that. But let's say they're open card or fee for service. They can just contact the brokerage directly to request assistance with non-emergency medical transportation. And then we also have the Oregon Pharmacy Call Center. So this is technical assistance for pharmacies available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A question that we sometimes get is how can, or rather a scenario we sometimes are told about is members who are going to a pharmacy, but the pharmacy is having trouble locating their information in the system. This is a number, a resource for pharmacies where if they are not able to find someone in the system, they can always call the Oregon Pharmacy Call Center to get help with that to verify if a member has benefits or not. And then we have another link we want to share, which is the OHA DHS Forms Server. And this is one that I do want to take you to here in a moment, but this is a resource for really anyone who wants to look up an OHA or DHS form. So this would include our consent forms, which is Form 6610, the OHP application, Form 7210, newborn notifications, etc. And you'll see both the latest version of that form and all available languages. So let's select that link if possible. And we may need to come back to this where it's a little bit slow right now. So we'll come back when that link is up and running. PowerPoint just stopped responding. Oh, good. And now our PowerPoint stopped responding, so hang tight.
I'm not going to try clicking that link again. I've learned my lesson.
Okay, so we are going to circle back on this. Do feel free to copy and paste that link on your own time. And when using that search function, if at all possible, if you know the form number, which is typically in the bottom right-hand corner of our OHA and DHS forms, but use the form number, just the number itself, to do the searching when using that, that service. Another link that sometimes we get questions about is what are the Oregon administrative rules around a certain policy. You can actually look up any Oregon administrative rule using the link above. And what we put here specifically is the link to the chapter, which is 410, which is on medical assistance programs. So that will likely take you to the section that you're looking for. And then within that chapter, there's a number of different subsections where you can look up specific rules. So that is handy if you're someone who likes to figure out exactly what rule is leading to a certain policy, etc. Another nice link for members and community partners to be familiar with is the frequently asked questions. And we have a link there that's on our main website, but that actually runs through a ton of different questions that clients may have or that you may have as a community partner, and then the subsequent answers as well. And then we recently rearranged our website. So I personally had trouble in the recent past locating some different pages. So I wanted you all, especially those who work with hospital presumptive eligibility, to have the direct link to the hospital presumptive eligibility page. So that is available. And ultimately here we have tools and training all focused on hospital presumptive eligibility. And then we also have a provider contacts list. Those of you who are provider assisters may already be familiar with this list, but it's also a good resource tool for our provider partners. And that is linked there on your screen. And so it runs through really all of the different resources available for our OHP providers. And really it's focused on those who are serving OHP and fee-for-service clients, as many of the resources would be CCO specific if the member was enrolled in a CCO and/or if the provider was working with a CCO enrolled patient. And I just wanted to give you guys the gift of seeing a picture of my dog, Willie. This was over a year and a half ago. He's now 2 years old and weighs 105 pounds. But this is our reminder to pause for questions. So we'll take a look at the question box now.
Right now we just have one question, which is, will these slides be available on group site? And the answer is yes. So all these links that we were unable to open, we'll be able to get to you that way.
And do let us know if you peruse some of those different links and have additional questions. Do reach out. Happy to assist and help you navigate any of those tools that we provided.
And I see one person has their hand up. So if you want to type into the question box to let us know.
Any other questions? Type them in now.
Is he a good boy?
Is Willie a good boy? He's mostly a good boy. Sometimes he's a little wild, but he is very loving. He just doesn't always know that he's 105 pounds and doesn't always have the best spatial awareness. But overall, yes, he's a good boy. Thank you for asking.
I think that might be it.
Okay, well, hopefully something in here was new to you and useful. Do let us know if you come up with any other questions after we end here today, and we're happy to assist.
All right. Thank you.
Have a great day, everyone.